All right, everybody. Welcome back to this August meeting. This is a monthly meeting that we do to bring everybody up to date. And August was no ordinary month. We closed one chapter with Operation Sunspear and opened another with Operation Ironhaven. You all fought hard, you voted with conviction, and you carried the weight of democracy itself. Tonight we gather to not just trade updates, but to remember what we built, to recognize what you sacrificed, and to prepare for what's coming. This meeting is about alignment, celebration, and rallying our strength for the future. Good sanctuary and our base there grows stronger because of all of you. We appreciate all of you. We are here operating again on the base. I'm sure most of you have seen our updates as to what is going on with the base. We are currently threatened. I know this picture is a little out of date as of 24 hours ago. We are looking at potentially being attacked by the squids. However, our brave Helldivers have been pushing them back. This session overall for the meeting has 4 pillars. We will align...
Chief, if I may add.
Yes, what's up?
Yes, it's outdated for 24 hours, but since we already called enough enemies, I don't think the attack will be carried out anytime soon. At least we believe high command.
Yeah, I understand that there may be changes. We're still expecting stuff. Obviously, the base is being prepared. But we're just bringing everybody up to date. We'll get to the more details a little bit later. This whole thing, we're going to be going through what the expansion has been like for Operation Sunspear and Ironhaven, what it means for the base. We'll talk about later the Helldivers who have distinguished themselves in service and sacrifice. And then finally, at the end, we'll give you guys a chance for your questions, ideas, and to shape the path moving forward. As of August 5th, Operation Sunspear was declared complete, which is quite at the beginning of the month, and that granted light. We no longer operate directly into the darkness anymore, which is fantastic. You can see a little bit of what the base is looking like. This is an area that one day we hope that you guys will be able to drop down in and walk around and maybe help complete some little small missions on site there. I'm very happy with all of you guys. You voted to save civilian cities and to take what we had going on with Operation Ironhaven, all of the extra resources, and pass those on to the civilians first. In doing so, you did multiply the quotas for what we required. There's quite a lot of materials that are still needed to be able to fortify the major cities there and hopefully fortify ourselves. If we do come under attack, unfortunately, we do not have any bunkers complete, and that is what Operation Ironhaven was supposed to do, is help us get some bunkers for our people. However, in sending over these materials, and the more we send over, the more citizens and civilians you will save, because they will use those materials to build bunkers there as well. As you can see, the base has been developing rather nicely. The lights that we put in have been doing wonderfully. Very happy to have had all of us work very hard to get that going. Right now, this is an image from the general barracks, so where most of our civilian contractors are from. This is a picture from our landing zone and area. We don't have a on-ground control center at the moment. That is prepped for future work. For those of you that participate in Operation Ironhaven, you will also get access to be able to vote on future changes to the SESF base. So we'll be happy to see what you guys are operating there. Without the operations center being on the ground, it does mean that we are more mobile, but we have less resources moving forward, unfortunately. So until we get more stuff built, things will operate a little bit slowly. Obviously, Operation Iron Haven, I talked about this a little bit. If the surface falls, we hope the command will endure. There will be emergency bunkers, but most of them will be to save our on-site contractors from dying in case we are invaded. Right. August was a month of strength and spectacle for Super Earth. And we're very, very happy to see this. This is a picture of the memorial wall. So far, those are the names. Probably should get a closer up picture at some point to show all of the people that have participated, all the people who have submitted reports and correlated resources for us. Those are their names on the wall, and then some of the banners being created for those brigades and units that participated. They will get their banners located at the memorial wall here. Yeah. We've had quite a lot of updates throughout everything. August Warfront. Oh, let's see. Sorry. The maximum security cities have opened their gates. We have New Hope, Aspiration, and Yearning. Wincefields of Rebel are now thriving monuments to manage democracy. Families now march towards these new shining towers, and we hope that they can prevent attacks in the future, or at least keep us standing. Meanwhile, Planet Boar once marred by enemy corruption, has been transformed into Tyranny Park 2. This time, the experiment is a mere sideshow. The grounds have been remade into a living museum of liberty, a place where citizens can see captured Titan husks and listen to the anthem in perfect surround sound, and pledge themselves anew to the ideas of freedom. The park is not just victory of arms, but of spirit, and we're happy to have it. In another milestone, High Command has announced the integration of the Helljumpers this month. I'm sure you guys are all aware of that, since that was relatively recent. A rapid deployment force whose daring drops have inspired much public imagination. We're happy to have them here, and I think we will be having some particular Helljumper crews. There's been talk of formations here within the SESF, and them having a new motto called Feet First into Democracy, and fly not just our banners, but potentially their own. If you guys are looking to join brigades and units, we have plenty of those available to join, and we're looking to have more operate out of the SESF in the future, hence all of this extra work. We are now seeing across Super Earth, you guys have probably seen tons of dramatizations and nightly broadcasts showcasing Helldiver Valor. There is a series floating around called Wings of Democracy potentially coming up. So I want you guys to keep an eye out for that and keep Liberty all together. And of course, we have the Sweet Liberty MO, which I'm very happy to see us push and kill so many of all different types and all different enemies. We really could use all of the resources that they provide us to defend and manage democracy.
If I could make a few address the crowd a little.
Yes.
We are aware. Yeah, we are aware. For those in the crowd, we are aware that things have changed. We'll refer to them shortly. We know what happened on the park. Don't worry. Even more so, I am more than aware, considering I have investment in that park, but that's another matter.
Well, that is excellent timing, because that brings us to the Galactic War and currently what's going on. Now, some of this information that we've been prepping, of course, is like less than 24 hours old. Some of it is 24 hours old. So you could probably disregard some of the current maps and such. We understand that that's been updating. Can you, Tyrannus, can you give me a quick rundown of the most recent changes in the last 24 hours?
Yeah, of course. Sadly, Terrain Park, the construction site, is overrun. We lost it. Sadly. That sadly lost something very personal and dear with that park. namely my paychecks, but that's something that can be recovered. The enemies have been stopped pretty much. If we check a map, we can see that the automatons are on the road to being stopped by today, I hope. The squids, I don't think they're gonna launch any attacks for at least a few days. After all, we killed a billion of them. And the bugs are the ones that actually are concerning us most, since they seem to be unstoppable at this point in time.
All right. I'll go over what we had prepped before most of the current announcements. So forgive us if it's a little bit dated. Obviously, we're pushing towards, I think this needed to be updated. We have the triple front going on right now. There's something that was rumored. This is why we called in the extra forces that we requested. We have new ground zeros, and then obviously community reports that the Illuminates have been absolutely swamped by the new recruits. So congrats to all of you. I know that there was quite a lot of effort going into that. I have also received reports that I would like to share with all of you that High Command would like to commend certain members and especially older and experienced Helldivers for helping the rookies and dropping in, giving them equipment, whatever they need, training them on what they need to do next, and overall providing more than what was expected. We expected higher casualty rates. We didn't quite get that, which is fantastic. It will go in the log, as everybody knows, that will be recorded in history that they came in and wiped the Illuminate, which is awesome. Obviously we have some of the Illuminate front. Again, the maps are kind of out of date, unfortunately. We have been on the defensive, however. We've been working around the clock to send material and aid. Thanks to your choice, Planet Fort Sanctuary will have bunkers. We expect Planet Fort Sanctuary to be one of the most fortified locations in the galaxy currently. Not only just because the SESF Base is there, but we also have extra resources for the extra defended cities. And also, it hasn't been under attack in quite a long time. So we've been building up quite a lot of resources there. Just want to
If I may add, sir.
Hmm?
If I may add, sir, now that I'm looking at the latest intel, if the defenses we have in the Eastern Front collapse, which so far, sadly, that seems to be the forecast, the super secure mega cities in Fort Union might be at risk, I must add.
Yes, thank you. Fort Union particularly, we've been keeping an eye on it. But I think that's another front, right? That's not the Illumina front. It's the...
yes, but I'm just keeping an update on things, sir.
Thank you, appreciate it. On the Illuminate front, we have seen, there was rumors last month of overseer surveillance. These are something like our traditional overseers that we see, but they're cloaked in some way. It's been obviously very, very difficult to get pictures of them currently. We have seen an increase of those. I have heard reports, and I need to pass it on to you, that if you are on Illuminate maps to keep, Illuminate missions, I should say, to keep an eye out for these, you may spot them. So just keep a heads up. You may actually see something, and if you do, please report it to the Ministry of Science. They're actively looking for Illuminate info and intel. We somewhat expect that later in the month of August, depending on their reinforcements and our own ability to keep them pushed back, that we will see another Illuminate push. So be prepared.
If I may add.
Mm-hmm.
We, of course, at least from intelligence, we have rumors, at least, that the enemy will be deploying new units at some time in the future. Units that I suggest we keep prepared for things that we might not understand completely. That's all.
Yeah. I believe rumor is that the enemy, from inside sources, may be prepping for something at the end of September. So, like I said, end of August. Yeah. All right, on the automaton front, I think, again, these maps are rather out to date. We need to send that person to Freedom Camp. On the automaton front, they have been making heavy progress. We have been making scrap of them almost at the same rate. as the Terminid front. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but uh, reports and kill counts from the Terminid and the Automaton front have been equalizing, which is, I think, the first time I've ever seen that, which means we are scrapping just as many bots as the Terminids seem to be pushing out spawn, which is mortifying that the enemy would have so many resources, but I'm happy to report that. And now, as for the SESF ops, just this last month, counting up all of the operations done in the war log and some in the mission reports, we have some around 247-ish operations alone. Well, I should say individual missions. So you guys can do the math on what that is. I believe that that is a significant contribution. I know it's a particularly regular one, and I'm very happy and proud for the community to be able to do that. It has been noticed, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when I get onto the Terminid front and let you guys know a little bit more about what's going on there. Obviously, the August pattern is that the enemies have been fortifying in cities, and this has been allowing them to push out more levels of troops. We now find ourselves fighting them off right now. The worst part on that front is that cities to them are fuel. They will take our citizens and blend them down and turn them into fuel. Not quite sure what the total process of it is, but I'm sure some of you have seen those bioprocessors. It's not a pretty sight for that front. On these fronts, I particularly expect that cities, if we lose cities, that we will be fighting more enemies in the future with them. So just keep an eye out for that going forward into the next month. Obviously, on the Terminid front, we have had quite a lot of progress in a lot of different ways. Our researchers have made a lot of headway into the Gloom. New weapons and other tech have been tested in the fields and are finally paying off. And we are in progress of building up to push further into the Gloom. I can tell you that a month and a half ago, just a little bit over a month and a half ago, I compiled a report of all SESF actions pushing towards research into Gloom, including what we had done previously within the Ministry of Science, and correlated that to an individual document and proposal to enter the Gloom. I have had reports from High Command that report, while the details are different, was accepted at that time, and we are now moving forward into that progress. So I expect great things from us since we have done great things in the past, and High Command has reported that they want a follow-up at the end of this next month from us. So we'll be correlating a document with the Ministry of Science to be able to present to High Command as to our progress. Since we proposed a certain document to be able to go into the Gloom in certain ways, when that becomes available and we do that, we will be correlating that and bringing it back out. I don't know if you guys understand how important that is, but it's very important.
I must also advise people, be prepared, because these first new Gloom expeditions will probably require us to go on the ground for the first time in Helldiver history. So please be prepared to whatever we might have to encounter down on the ground. That's my advice.
Yes, and we have had reports of vibrating Terminids, as strange as that sounds. So please keep an eye out for them, and even more various large Terminids have been digging themselves down, awaiting for us to arrive. So you may also notice Chargers in particular ambushing people. If you pay attention, you may see them dig out of the ground and push towards us. Be prepared for that. We are expecting new strains and new attacks.
But also, this is a new opportunity, I may add. We are for the first time setting foot on the high worlds. Worlds that have been terraformed and completely made in the Bug's image. We may learn new things from them. This is the first time we are going to take the fight directly to the hive. So, be ready for anything that will prepare to defend, to try to stop us, but also see it as a more or less learning experience as well.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I would pass this generally off to the Ministry of Science representative, but Neon Boot is currently unavailable, so we'll be just continuing down the line. We do have an intelligence section that we will be talking a little bit more about the future as well. Obviously, we've had some field changes. Some of you may have gotten some of those hot field changes in recently. What that is if you guys didn't notice, some of the new battle rifles and materials that we got were causing causing issues with communications, causing people to not be able to perform their missions to the fullest extent. That has been completely changed. Hopefully you should see smoother interactions and communications with anybody. I can tell you, ran some missions earlier today, and there has been improved stability, which has been nice, but there have been other issues that have come up as well. If you notice that your helmet is not allowing you to hear certain things, like turrets, don't worry, it's just being blocked out for now. They'll be working on that soon. That includes some of that system stability comes down to that PLAS 45. You see that listed here. Is now far more consistent. The laser turret monitoring systems have also been recalibrated. I highly recommend it if you guys have not utilized it. It's a fairly comprehensive weapon, and it works very well against large enemies, better than you would expect. And it works fairly well on the aluminum front with that as well. And then obviously the warp pack that we've been using, short range warping, some people have been using it and noticing that they have haze and distortion in front of their eyes. That should be also somewhat fixed with tweaks to the technology. Most of these are not revolutionary changes, but each increases squad efficiency, so we hope that you guys utilize them wisely. This end of this month, we had an excitement. These Helljumpers War Bond is what we've been calling it colloquially, has dropped. We've seen quite a lot of interest from this. Obviously, the feedback on everything has been wonderful. It is quite surprising to have something drop like this and be so widely accepted. We're pretty happy to see it. This legendary war bond is not temporary and will be a permanent part of our arsenal, which is absolutely wonderful. Now, it definitely leans towards stealth and tactical infiltration. Armor plates reduce visibility on sensors, and the suppressed firearms do offer quieter engagement. It's not silence, but it's enough to go and alter the rhythm of patrol contacts and get you in and out. Running it as a part of groups, we've noticed that the enemy seems to have a harder time finding each of us individually, which is absolutely wonderful.
I must add that alongside this new warband, we received not only the so much awaited reinforcements we desperately needed in an hour of need, but also is the first ever historic deployment of the ODSTs, of which I'm sure one of us in the public is very much a member of. So please receive them with great welcome.
Right?
Yeah, I think we know who it is, but we'll respect him where he sits.
Yeah, absolutely. In any case, we're super happy to see it. I think everybody is happy to see it. I haven't heard anything terrible from any of the weapons. Only good things. I hear some mumblings about the lack of customization, but obviously when you get these private contractors creating these weapons for us, we're lucky to have new weapons into the fight, and clearly people really love this and are willing to jump in just for this. So we're more than happy to see more and more of this. I don't think that there's anything particular else to say other than to gush about it. And we highly recommend those of you that have the availability to get super credits and utilize it. Absolutely do it. It's well worth it. All right, down to just some simple tech notes. We wanted to kind of just cover some field calibrations, obviously, have happened. Some of you may notice that you have some increased status effects and viability with stun and incendiary weapons. I have been utilizing a lot more stun weaponry. It seems to be very effective with the larger groups, and then obviously working with a team, you mow them down. That's a highly recommended tactic, especially with these large groups. I know I see plenty of Helldivers unfortunately die because they get simply overwhelmed and they're not able to push back the enemy. Now is the time to take advantage of weapons that can push back the enemy, either by burning them or stunning them, or literally with some sort of stagger. So we highly recommend that. Ministry of Science efforts have also shown that is extremely viable right now. Mid-month, we saw major orders sustained around contact with Chargers, Impalers, and Bile Titans. We highly recommend that you all learn to utilize railguns, the Eagle AirPods strikes, and lasers. They continue to be the most effective anti-Titan platforms. Even the handheld railgun is still very good. We highly recommend that all of you get used to using them and prepare to use them more in the future, as yes, we will be going underground, but some of this will still be available. That also means yes.
Also, I must add that for those of you that may have a little bit of skill, I personally, I'd love to, if you have an anti-tank weaponry, do be mindful that you can shoot the head of the Titan, that will also do the same effect.
Yeah, absolutely. We are moving into these areas where we need to start thinking about ammo and how we're conserving it and how we're utilizing it. So I would like everybody to make sure that they are aware of that. These new rookie Helldivers coming in, it would be fantastic if we all took the opportunity to help bring in samples, which is this next bullet point, but also to help them with their ammo as well. So when you are on planet and you are running with some Helldivers who are newer, please take the time to help them and take the time to go around and help them collect the samples that they need. Is becoming critical to combat effectiveness, that everybody become up to date. There have been reports of people being incredibly disappointed working with some SESF Helldivers, dropping in, helping them, and then leaving without helping them recover samples. So just be aware that not everybody has the same needs or requirements that you do, and please just try to help them out a little bit more. I know we do quite a lot and we are getting commended for it, but I still think that we can do more. All right, this is moving on to the Ministry of Intelligence part. Do you see the bullets for that?
Yeah, that's correct. I must report that the patrols in the outer sectors have logged intermittent distortions, which pretty much is consistent with how the Illuminate operate. They like to cloak everything they do so that we don't destroy them on the spot. Although it's smart, it's only a delaying tactic, sadly. For them, it's a delaying tactic. We will eventually find them out and destroy them, as is due. And of course, even if we beat the enemy, we must acknowledge that the enemy, this particular enemy, even if when it withdraws, it's still dangerous, since it's not completely beaten. It's still just planning for a return. The Eastern Hives, of course, have reproduced pretty much without control. The reason for that is still unknown. Of course, everything relating to the gloom hopefully will be answered now that we'll be going to the Hive worlds directly. The bugs have been seen using very new types of armor or exoskeletons that make using certain calibers of weapons not very effective. So, most effective still remains our armor-piercing rounds, which get through even the most thickest sometimes. And for those who are thick enough, well, anything can be killed by fire. It doesn't matter if you have the strongest armor, if your flesh is being cooked alive. Suffice to say that the automatons are also pushing, especially with the movement of the Jet Brigade and the Incinerator Corps. But even now, we have reports that the Striders have drone escorts that act as their eyes and ears. So you need to be very prepared for that. They like to coordinate flanking attempts and isolate squads to destroy them in due. EMP is very useful, and discipline is also very important. The analysis across various fronts suggests that multi-front enemy offensives are more possible, and that possibility remains for the next quarter. The coordinate pressure terminates autonomous illuminate would push our supply lines and test the limits of what managed democracy can pull off. But I have faith that we can pull it off. We have done so even in our darkest hours, especially now that we have reinforcements, dark green and very mean. And we have the servants. And finally, to end my section, recon teams have obtained samples that are hybrid composites of organic tissues and synthetic alloys. We have not been able to identify to whose faction they belong. Their origins so far remain unknown. Although the analysis has been completed, we must assume must be some kind of new Illuminati experiment, or some kind of threat that still lurks in the shadows and refuses to show up as of now. Helldivers, we must keep ourselves vigilant. The enemies are still adapting and evolving, and so must we. That will be all for my part.
All right. And then I'm going to ask, is there anything else that you would like people to know about intelligence-wise? I know we've talked quite a lot about the Terminids and the Illuminate and automaton threats, but is there anything else? Just final notes?
No, but I'm intriguing by the rumors do suggest that there are very gigantic life forms in the east, that we might encounter some of them supposedly extinct, but those are rumors. We have yet to verify them. After all, some life forms, the biggest of which Kuznaima is not going to disclose so as to not make a panic, are extinct as far as we know, and they should not have returned. It should be impossible as of yet.
All right. That's wonderful to know. Thank you for that. We're on to, I guess, Mystery of Humanity and Prosperity. We just wanted to shout out some members. This is the final-ish area of these. We'll be wrapping up the report soon, and we can take questions and talk about what's been going on. Just wanted to shout out somebody in our own command. Commander Johnson has been doing tireless mission reporting. I'm sure you guys have seen him walking around the halls, to chatting with everybody, and just generally pushing people to be their best. We wanted to shout him out for that. You may have also seen Drakkar, the court captain. That's the Midnight Court. That's one of the SESF official brigades. They are still a steady ally. They are wanting to do more with the SESF, and we want to promote them. We're happy to see them participating more regularly within the SESF, even just doing small mission reports. But we wanted to shout them out and let you know that they are available if you were looking for somebody to join. LV, SESF, or SES, Light of Serenity, we just really wanted to shout them out as well. They've proven to be a hero and beast on the field, always continuing to be a wonderful part of the community and pushing, again, people to be their best. I know LZ likes to do a lot of solo diving, so if you have particular questions about how good weapons are or how to do a certain thing, they are an expert in the field. They regularly run the highest level missions by themselves and complete them, and you can see some of their runs in the helmet cam area as well. Some of you may have also seen a newer person pop in, Minarith. They've been helping out with the science and supporting ideas, just kind of poking around and submitting certain reports, being very interested in what's been going on. The Ministry of Science has been revamping its whole research labs, trying to gather everything together. As a part of that, the SESF is looking into building better facilities and promoting work there more. There's a lot of information there that nobody bothers to utilize, and we've been around so long that we needed to correlate everything to what's been going on. If you guys feel like poking through and delving into the mysteries that we currently do not understand, the research labs absolutely have tons of them, and people need help being able to coordinate them into one cohesive document or something that we can report on more cohesively. There's lots
Among
of
the mysteries, I would like to shout out. We still have to decipher the enemy's speech patterns in both the Illuminate and Robot fronts, I believe. But if I'm mistaken, I will apologize in the name of science.
I believe we have most of the automaton one. The Illuminate one is still missing sections, and we're still not sure whether we have it correctly or not. So it's been particularly hard. We would like to break their code and their language and figure out what they're going to be doing next. There's still quite a lot to learn from them, and there's more artifacts and things from the Illuminate, the automatons, and even the Terminids that we have not taken into priority and cataloged and seen how these changes are happening and what is moving on forward. We would like to do a little bit more of that. Shout out to Crimson as well, SESF Prophet of Truth. You've probably definitely seen this person around in the war rooms talking quite a lot. We just really wanted to shout them out. I know it's pretty rare. Sometimes we only shout out the people who achieve certain things, but it's nice to shout out the people who have been here and continue to be just great people operating within the SESF. If you see Crimson, let them know that we all said thank you. And then obviously there's a small special note for the 17th brigade, which is one of the SESF brigades. Sendera, I'm going to butcher that, unfortunately. We do have a ministry reports channel, and they have submitted at least a couple of propaganda things and a little bit of divers push. All effort is appreciated, and we want to see more of that. So I wanted to make sure that we shout them out. So thank you all for that. Let's see. All right. Fear has told me, the Frontline Emergency Aid and Response Team, that we need to have a semi-serious conversation. Every month we do one serious topic to kind of cover. This one's, hydration. Mild dehydration is not great, and it is quite common among helldivers. It causes dizziness, headaches, fatigue. We need to work better to hydrate. Even small amounts of dehydration, just 1 or 2% of the body, are enough to slow your reaction time, weaken your focus, and make mistakes. For us, that means poor coordination and slower reflexes in general. We really want you guys to be able to hydrate properly. Please keep some water at your desk. Be that person. Take it with you into the field. Sip it before you drop. Sip it after you drop. Aim for at least 1 glass an hour while you play if you can. While you drop. We know that some of you like sugary drinks, but they just do not replace water. It is as much as human as possible. Please drink some water. Hydration is isn't a joke. It's essential. If you want to stay sharp, stay safe, and keep enjoying everything in life, please drink water.
Also, full disclosure, stems are very useful. No one's denied that, but they don't replenish your water either. So please keep water essential. Always remember water with you. After all, the stems are very useful, but they don't replace water either. So that won't do it either. That won't get it done either. I think that would be a disclaimer, of course.
Yes, and Fear would like you to know that if you use a bunch of stems and you find that there is blood in your pee, not to worry, that is a normal reaction. All right. The floor is now open for everybody. If you have questions, please place them in the chat so we can answer what we can. If there's something in particular you want to ask, we can also bring you on and talk with everybody. In case you were curious, this is all recorded as well, and so you can watch some of this later if you missed it, or it will go up for others to be able to catch up with us. All right. Anybody have any particular questions for us in the community? I think there's probably stuff I didn't cover. First things first, you guys have been participating in the Special Forces war log. The war log system is back up and running as of today. There are some changes. Unfortunately, we had to go in and work quite heavily to rewrite quite a lot of it. There was a migration process that failed due to some of our unique setup. The bot creator has made it pretty unique for us. Not everybody uses it to the same potential that we do. As such, when he was migrating, it broke some stuff, and then I didn't quite turn off the bot properly, and it got used again, and it broke it again. So there has been some updates. One of the major updates is that for every rank, there is a larger XP requirement, and now if you go from first rank to second rank, you not only need to, depending on the war front, you do like a bot patrol. You do that, but if you also need to do at least 2 after action reports in order to get promoted. So you'll see that it's not just doing bot patrols or bug patrols. You at least have to do 2. So like rank 2 requires 2, rank 3 requires 3, rank 4 requires 4.
In that case, sir, I do have a question, since I'm one of those that, of course, dutifully submits reports.
Yes.
After action reports, what are different, and what is how do we feel them, if I may ask?
So it's the same as the war log. So you're going to log after action report, and you're going to fill it out. This is what we're hoping for is that we are scrutinizing these after action reports. What we'll do, hopefully, is like once a month, we'll correlate all of them and add them to this report, or we'll send them into high command. So they are more filled out. So when you do like a bot patrol, you submit a photo, you say, you usually don't even really say much. You basically just submit the photo these days. And you can, I think that we still have a notes section, but the after action report is larger. It is more than notes. It's more important. There is still a picture required, but we're hoping that you'll be submitting operations pictures and correlating things to your after action report. So if you're fighting on the Terminate front all week and you want to submit an after action report for that to gain your experience for getting to the next rank, and asking for a promotion, then you will go, I fought on this front all week, these planets all week. There's different things you can fill out to make sure it looks fairly nice. And just like you do the patrol, except you're going to be typing out an answer. If you find that you're having trouble with the formatting or whatever, we'll be working on ways to make that smoother, since it is a new process. But we wanted to add some level of intelligence to the reports that we are receiving. Not just, I completed this mission, because the Ministry of Defense can do that. We want something extra. And we want it to mean
that will further intelligence gathering. Remember, you are as an eyes and ears. For those Helldivers that are present, you are eyes and ears. I can only do so much from the base, even though I take to the field from time to time. But as some of you may know, I am a guy that sometimes it gets days that he's completely stuck on his desk. So you are my eyes and ears. If you report, please do report kindly to the Ministry of Intelligence any anomalies. We need to see what the enemy is plotting before they, well, by the time they do it, we don't want things to be too late, do we?
Right. And they can probably find you down in the ministry terminals and the ministry chats. There's a specific chat area for that, where they can reach out to you in the divers channel and such. I highly recommend that people take the opportunities. We have lots of things built in that people can use. If you're looking for what I was just talking about with the Warlog system, you can see the announcement in the mission dispatch.
Also, people, just to shout out, I'm not the only ministry representative on the SESF. There are other representatives, so if you want to report something to labor, you can do so. If you want to report something to humanity, you also do so. You can do so as well. Please, we are not unreachable. We will try to get to you, of course, as soon as we can, but please keep in mind that some of us, especially some of us who are very high ups, who do have desk jobs. And sometimes we may not act as quickly as we would like to, but we do watch and we do see you.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's most of the changes that have been going on. Let me just re-verify and give you guys kind of a little bit of a behind the scenes kind of talk. Obviously, the SESF base. You may also see some people who don't act well within the community. That the Ministry of Humanity has started a democracy probation program that we will tag them, and then our truth coordinator, the bot interior, will notify us if they are using words that are either undemocratic or just not great for the community. It's a soft language filter, just to keep an eye on some people who have been talked to before. We try to keep things fairly relaxed, but sometimes people verbally chastise other Helldivers. We need to focus that energy on the enemy and not our Helldivers. So that's what's going on with some of that. I think you guys saw this last month. There was an update to the Bane of Joel challenge, that we now have the Doom of Joel challenge. Should have talked about that a little bit earlier. You can see that in the FAQ. That means that you can participate and get rewards for doing deathless runs that are recorded. The Bane of Joel challenge I still consider the top. That will be live challenges. That will be back up and operating. Bane Week is next week. So for those of you that want to participate in that.
To further emphasize what you just said, boss, hating the enemy is okay. Hating your fellow Helldiver is not. Please be mindful of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys have more ideas or anything else, we do have the feedback channel. If you guys run into issues while you are diving and you happen to be recording them, or you need to write them down, anything, like put it together, put it in the feedback channel, and we will get it to High Command. We will get it to Arrowhead if you guys need. So just be aware of that. We can definitely do deliverables on that, and we have done that in the past. Okay. Anything else to cover? I think that's just about it. I don't know if anybody has any particular questions. Moida, thank you for your work with the Ministry of Defense and keeping up with everybody. Evergreen, it's nice to see you here as well. Happy to see you guys.
Shout out to you. Yeah, shout out to him that was willing to do something I don't think many of us would do. I personally like my rank, but honestly, I thought he's something to noteworthy. The fact that he's already basically speed running his way back up.
Yeah, exactly. Nice to see you here too, Commander Boss. All right, we'll be wrapping it up. If you guys have any further questions, please notify us a little later. All right.
In that case, I would like to make the honors. Can I say it?
Yeah.
Can I dismiss them?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, everyone present is dismissed.
Helldivers to Hellpods. Repeat, Helldivers to Hellpods.